Hey YouTube, Interiors here, hope you're doing well. So now that my brand new EP, Conduit Vista, is officially out, I thought I would get on here and do kind of a track-by-track rundown of the whole release and kind of give a little bit of background about each track. So yeah, let's go. Really quick before I get into the whole video, make sure you go subscribe and turn on notifications if you haven't yet, and follow me on Instagram and Facebook, those are both at the top of the screen. And with that, let's get into this track-by-track rundown. So the first track, METANOIA, I wrote this one very early in the writing process. This is obviously the intro track for the album, and I really wanted it to kind of set the tone for the overall release. The word metanoia means the journey of changing one's mind, self, or way of life. I've gone through a lot of change in my own life within the past year, and this EP was largely inspired by that change. The title of the EP, Conduit Vista, refers to sort of traveling towards your desired future, and changing yourself for the better is the first step in achieving that goal. Alright, track 2, ANALEPSIS. This is a fun one. Musically, I actually drew a lot of inspiration from pop punk when I was writing this song. A lot of the riffs and melodies in this song were largely inspired by a lot of pop punk bands that I used to listen to, and bands in that similar kind of melodic vein. I just wanted to take those kind of elements and put them more into my context. I like to pull influence from all different directions, so this is something that's not really out of the ordinary for me. And this tune definitely has one of my absolute favorite riffs on the whole EP. There's also a sweet 3-part harmony on one of the guitar leads in this track. So this is probably the gentliest song on the EP. For those of you that just want to skip past this one, I'm just kidding. With this one, I really intentionally wanted to write something really short and sweet. Honestly, a lot of this EP was like that for me. I've been trying to get away from always writing 4.5 or 5-minute songs. So on this release, I really actually did challenge myself to write a little bit more concisely when I was putting all these songs together. SUCCUMB is also probably the heaviest song on the EP, so if you're looking for the fast drums, pounding riffs, breakdowns, this is your song. So In Lapse is the first interlude on the EP. I really love writing interludes for my releases because, for one, it gives me a chance to not be heavy. It gives me a chance to kind of like relax on the heavy aspect of my project for a little bit and just really exercise my melodic muscle. I think interludes like this do a really nice job of kind of breaking up EPs like this and giving the listener a little bit of a reprieve from the heavy aspects. So I love putting tracks like this together for my releases. I came up with the main picking progression when I was just kind of noodling around on my guitar one day, and I recorded it, and then I slowly added more and more layers and textures one by one until it kind of just became this 3-minute crescendo, basically. And I really love the way it turned out. It definitely didn't turn out the way I necessarily expected it to. I didn't even really know it was going to be part of this EP when I first recorded it, but it just kind of ended up fitting so perfectly as a way to break up this EP in the middle. Focus. This was the only single I dropped prior to Conduit Vista's release, and this is definitely my personal favorite track on the EP. It's also the first song I wrote for Conduit Vista when I first began the whole writing process. I was really trying to write a song that just like didn't let up from start to finish, but while maintaining a really consistent melodic vibe with a lot of catchy riffs. That's really what I was trying to do here. This is kind of the central track for the whole EP. Also, fun fact, the working title for this song was Fat Farm before I officially titled it. So yeah, there's a little nugget of information for you. So In Conversion is the second interlude on the EP. When I wrote this, I was really intentionally trying to capture the vibe of kind of like a really emotional ending scene in a movie when a character finally accomplishes some big goal, or if two people are reunited or something like that, and there's music there to set the tone. That's really the melodic vibe that I was trying to capture here, something hopeful but also ethereal, filled with wonder. That's the real vibe I wanted to capture as something to kind of bridge the gap between Focus and the final track on the EP. ATARAXIA. So this is not only the last track on the EP, but it's also the last song I wrote for the EP when I was going through the whole writing process. When I wrote it, I didn't know that it was going to be the last track on the release. I wasn't really 100% sure where it was going to go at first, and originally I had a completely different track listing in mind, which I ended up redoing specifically because I wanted to get ATARAXIA to be the last track. I wasn't sure where it was going to go at first, but the more and more that I listened to this song as I was writing it, I realized that the last minute to a minute and a half of this song really summarized and wrapped up the album more perfectly than anything else could. So I ended up scrapping my original track list and I redid it to the way it is now. And I'm very happy that I made that change because I'm much more pleased with this track listing than I was with the original track listing. The guitar solo in this song is super fun. It's not too shreddy or anything like that. With this one, I just wanted to focus on making each individual note sing as much as possible. So this has absolutely already become one of my favorite solos to play out of my whole discog. Drop a comment below and give me a guess at what you think the original track listing might have been. I'm curious to see if anyone might have an idea and if anyone might get it right. Alright, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch the video today. If you're here, drop a comment below, let me know what your favorite song on the EP was, let me know what you thought of the video, and like and subscribe if you haven't yet. Like I said earlier, my Instagram and Facebook are at the top of the screen. Please go follow me over there to keep up with me on a more daily basis if you're interested in doing so, and links to all of those things are in the description as well. With that, I hope you have a great day.